Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know I made some comments on the first reading of this policy at last board meeting, but I also want to take the opportunity to thank the board again for its support of this policy. And since this is the final reading, we are acting in ensuring that all students have the opportunity to pursue an education in a safe learning environment. Currently, there's national data that shows that transgender and gender nonconforming people are currently unable to access equal educational opportunities because of harassment, discrimination, and even violence. There's some key findings nationally that teachers and staff members whose job part includes ensuring student safety were too often the perpetrators of harassment and violence in K through 12. 31% of the sample reported harassment by teachers or staff, and 5% reported physical assault by teachers and or staff, and 3% reported sexual assault by teachers or staff. And that's why this policy and training is so important. Negative experiences at school varied by gender and race, but students of color experienced higher rates of harassment and violence across the board. In terms of gender, male to female students reported higher rates of violence, while female to male and gender nonconforming students reported higher rates of harassment and bullying. For those who had to leave school due to harassment, nearly half, 48%, reported having experienced homelessness. Some of the recommendations and why we were passing this policy and bringing this forward is because this district has a commitment to providing a safe learning environment for transgender and gender nonconforming students and all of our students. We have the commitment to create a supportive environment for all of our students to remain in school. And this policy is here to ensure that transgender and gender nonconforming students are not expelled because of their gender identity or expression or because of something that is triggered because of that. We are bridging that gap to provide all of our students the opportunity for a safe learning environment to be successful in their lives and in their personal and careers, personal lives, and be productive citizens in this community. We're here to support that, and this is a proud day for Broward County Public Schools for all of our students. So thank you very much.
Okay, Ms. Balderman.
I just want to first applaud the mother who was here today and applaud how brave you are to take a stand and do what's right, and everyone who came out today. And just from the bottom of my heart, thank you for bringing this issue to light. Thank you for talking about it here on TV so people can hear the stories. I recommend that everyone go to the Transgender Day of Remembrance. You spend one evening there and you really see the horrors of the world. And one that touched my heart especially was an individual who died of hunger. In this day and age, for someone to die of hunger is unimaginable. And so I just want to thank you all for coming out. I want to thank this district for putting this, and Jennifer and everyone on this board for putting this policy forward.
Mr. Chair, thank you. I'd like to take this opportunity to also thank Michael, Mark, and Paul for the services that you provide. I think it goes without saying that discrimination has absolutely no place in the workplace or school. And Mr. Notter, I'd like to bring your attention to paragraph 9 on page 5 of the 4001.1 policy that says, and I quote, "A violation of any part of this policy shall be grounds for discipline up to and including termination of employment." Thank you.
Another one, Ms. Denham.
Yes, I too want to thank everybody who's here today and who has brought this particular item to our attention repeatedly. This has been a long journey because Broward County has really started working on this particular issue years ago. And in fact, when the state formulated its anti-bullying policy or statute, they came to or looked at Broward County. They tried to weaken it down a little bit, but they looked at Broward County as an example. So this is certainly something that we ought to be very proud of, that we are continuing to enlarge it and enrich it. We read a lot in the paper today about the lack of civil discourse and about the violence that takes place sometimes or often among adults. It doesn't start when you're 21 years old. It starts when you're a child. And if we can foster the idea that bullying is not tolerated for whatever reason, then I think we will have done our students a great service, because it's not just learning math and reading and history. There are other life skills that we need to learn, and I think I want to thank my colleagues for taking the lead, and thank you, Jennifer, especially.
Okay. Any other board members? Question? All in favor of item CC1, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposes? All right. May I have